I've discovered something absolutely insane about Galleus Bloodcrest, guys. Okay, what's the deal with Galleus? So I was messing around with my Ice Golem hard team. He just got these big buffs. We can take a look at his kit real quick. The big buffs to him were the extra turn on his A3 and really some things to the second form. But I cannot believe what I've just found. Galleus Bloodcrest, without good gear, can solo Ice Golem hard 10 because of this extra turn. And here's the crazy part, okay? You don't need good gear on him. Look at how bad this gear is. There's only two stats that you need. Resistance to resist the freeze and speed. That is it. That is it. Look at his stats. These are terrible. They should not work at all. So this is my challenge to Ash, to Drock, to Nub, Scratch, anybody. If any of you have better gear than I do, please make this video because Galleus might be able to solo the waves and the boss by swapping forms. And I do not have the gear on my account. You guys can see. Literally, look at him. Look at his stats. 237 speed, 138% crit rate, and really just 400 resistance. That's all you need. 3.2k defense. So the build is just whatever I could find with literally speed and resistance and 100% crit rate. That is it. And it's 3x reflex, so I want to try it out. So for right now, what I have is I have Tunisia and I have Stock to help me clear the waves. That's pretty much it. He's the thing with Galleus is that his A1 counterattack is enemy max HP damage. So essentially all you're doing, and I could swap his form here, but we're going to let this run on auto while I explain what the strat is here. Like, literally, like, all you're doing is letting the boss hit you, and you're just going to counterattack. If you don't resist the anti-heal or the decreased defense, it doesn't matter because you're unkillable or you revive on death. And if you're fast enough to get back to your turn, because the A3 now gets an extra turn, you're able to cycle the unkillable and the revive on death to be up 100% of the time. The only way that you can lose to the boss is if he places the freeze on you. And if you get your resistance up to that 300 to 400, it doesn't place. Like, you just resist it every time. So Galleus, without good gear, unlike the Artox out there, unlike any of that stuff, it does not require god tier sets and 90,000 HP and all these things that early game players can't get their hands on. Galleus's kit at his base is going to do this. And see, I actually did get frozen right there. That's a problem right there. Luckily, Tunisia cleansed that. So again, I've just now figured this out. I'm challenging endgame players who have the gear, who have the blessings, who have all of these things for Galleus. I want to see what you guys are capable of with this build, trying this stuff out. So here we go. We're at the boss right now, a minute and a half on the waves because he does have some help, but I didn't swap to his second form. Even if these guys are resisting the decreased speed, it doesn't matter. Watch Galleus here. Stock and Tunisia are going to die. We want them to die just because it makes things easier. And I really want to show off Galleus here. And you guys saw his stats. He's not in Savage. He's not in Lethal. He's not in anything like that. If you were to put him in damage-based gear, which you can afford to do here, because again, it doesn't matter how squishy he is. As long as he has resistance and the right speed to cycle back to the unkillable and revive on death, none of these guys are going to do anything to him. Look, he's dead. He's going to res. Occasionally, these guys will get a turn in place on you. But even if they get a turn in place on you, the debuffs don't matter. Heal reduction doesn't matter. You're going to revive on death. Decreased defense, you've got unkillable up. It doesn't matter. And because the A1 counterattack is enemy max HP, the Ice Golem's just going to die. It doesn't matter. The only thing that can kill you is if the Ice Golem's counterattack places the freeze on you, right? That's the only way you die. Sorry, guys, my audio interface bugged out. But the only way you die is if that happens. And if you get, and the speed isn't unrealistic either. See, they got the turns, and all they're going to do is place decreased defense on me. It doesn't matter if they place decreased defense on me because I'm self-buffing with increased defense, and I have revive on death. So the only way I lose is if I get stunned out of it, and the only person who can stun is the Ice Golem with this big counterattack whenever you get him back below the freeze HP pools. So even if I don't place the decreased speed on Ice Golem without the accuracy, it doesn't matter. And you don't need him with accuracy to clear the waves because his decreased defense is irresistible now. So you can run him with the resistance. And if you place the decreased speed, great. Even better. But look at this. They both get turns. Doesn't matter. I resist. It doesn't matter what they do. And now I'm just counterattacking over and over. And as long as I resist the freeze, Galleus will solo the entire boss without requiring good gear. I can't think of another champion that could potentially solo the waves too with the good endgame gear that can just solo this boss for you. This is solely because of the buffs that he's received, and I don't think anybody's talked about it yet. So here is my challenge to any player. See, I didn't resist it there, okay, but that's fine. He didn't place it. To any player who actually has the endgame gear to make this better. How fast can you guys get this run? Because to me, it's incredibly impressive that a champion without good gear is about a solo hard 10 with like full auto. This is like a Neri ninja style built into one kit. Galleus went from one of the worst mythicals to like, I don't know another mythical champion that can do this. Look at this. He does this. It's easy. It's easy. Like, can another mythical champion do this with bad gear? His gear sucks. Look at that. Granted, not the best turn counter time, but he could potentially solo the waves as well because he now heals in his base form throughout the waves. So, again, look at his gear. It's a broken set where I could literally just find speed and resistance. That's all I looked for. All my champs that had good speed rolls. I tried to pick up some crit damage and crit rate here just for a little bit of damage. Look at these pieces. They suck. They are not good pieces. So this goes out to anybody who has Galleus, that has the blessings, that has the savage gear, that has the nuker gear. Is that going to affect the enemy max HP? If you can get his resistance up to 400, and which I actually think is much more doable for players at home, because you don't have to worry about the HP, the defense, even the crit rate, crit damage. You really don't have to worry about it because the A1 is enemy max HP. It's going to do, his kit does all of the heavy lifting for you. This is now a real and true mythical champion. If you pulled Galleus, especially as a progression player, he's going to be able to solve something. Iron Twins is another example. He might be able to, hold on a minute, but Ice Golem Hard 10 soloed potentially the waves as well when you get the endgame gear on him, because you can just swap him to a second form, and because the decreased defense is irresistible, you can build him with the resistance on the banner, and you don't need the accuracy to resist the boss too. He might be able to solo the whole thing. So Ash, Drock, Nub, Scratch, somebody try out soloing Galleus the entirety of Ice Golem. I don't have the Savage gear to do it, but I know that you guys do. So yeah, for all you progression players looking to struggle with Ice Golem, forget your Artox, man. Throw Galleus in this gear. All you need is resistance and speed, and let him do all the heavy lifting for you. Thank you guys so much. That's what I just figured out. Let me know what you guys do down below, and I'm looking forward to seeing hopefully some people pick up the challenge. Absolutely incredible buffs to this champion. Crazy.